Thank you, Reba. You know, hosting a show like this isn't easy, but you make it look like it is, and you may be my favorite host ever.
What if the greatest love story in country music never truly ended? Beneath the glitter of sold-out tours and television fame lies a hidden trail of letters, lyrics, and late-night phone calls. Fragments of a past the world was never meant to see. Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert were once country's golden couple, and their breakup shattered millions. But what if the truth of their story is far more complicated and more haunting than anyone ever imagined? For years, fans of country music have been captivated by the roller coaster love story of Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert, a romance that once stood as the crown jewel of Nashville's celebrity world, only to collapse in 2015 with a divorce that stunned millions and left a wound in the hearts of followers who had come to see them as the perfect country power couple. Yet as time passed, both artists found new lives, with Blake moving into a highly publicized relationship and marriage with pop icon Gwen Stefani, while Miranda tied the knot with former NYPD officer Brendan McLaughlin. And though both appeared to have turned the page, the whispers of a possible reunion between the two country stars have refused to fade, bubbling up every couple of years before dissolving back into speculation. But now, in 2025, those rumors have exploded with a force that has gripped not only social media, but also the mainstream press, leaving fans and industry insiders wondering if Nashville's most dramatic love story is on the verge of an unexpected encore. The renewed speculation sparked when Shelton and Lambert were both reported to have been in the same Nashville recording studio within hours of each other, a coincidence that might have been dismissed if not for claims from insiders suggesting their teams have been discussing a secret project, possibly a duet, or even a surprise album. And from there, fans began scrutinizing every detail. From Shelton being photographed wearing a Stetson hat believed to have been a gift from Lambert during their marriage, to Miranda performing songs that listeners interpreted as subtle nods to her ex-husband, the coincidences piling up until the sense of mere happenstance gave way to the suspicion of something deliberate. Adding fuel to the fire is the undeniable complication of Blake's marriage to Gwen Stefani, a union that has been a tabloid darling for years, thanks to their chemistry on The Voice and their ventures into pop-country crossover duets. Yet recent reports suggest the couple has faced turbulence behind the scenes, with Gwen allegedly uneasy about Blake's lingering bond with his former wife, a concern amplified now that rumors of renewed closeness have taken over the narrative. As one anonymous source claimed, Gwen has always been aware of Miranda's significance in Blake's past, but is finding these new whispers increasingly testing of her patience, a sentiment that has only made the rumors more tantalizing to fans hungry for drama. Miranda, meanwhile, has had her own marriage placed under a magnifying glass, as her husband Brendan's absence from recent public appearances has been noted by fans and gossip sites alike, prompting speculation that her marriage may be experiencing strain and that any rekindling of professional or personal connections with Blake could be linked to those changes, an impression heightened by Lambert's coy remarks in interviews, including one when asked about working with Shelton again, in which she smiled slyly and said, "Never say never. Life has a funny way of surprising you." A single phrase that sent social media platforms into overdrive, fueling hashtags like Chuck Lambert Shelton, Blake and Miranda, and Country Reunion, with TikTok creators splicing together clips of their old duets, while captions screamed about the possibility of long-awaited reunions. This digital frenzy quickly divided fans into camps, with one side thrilled at the thought of a professional or even romantic reconnection, calling the duo's chemistry unmatched and their reunion inevitable, while the other side fiercely defended Gwen Stefani, arguing that such speculation disrespects her marriage and ignores the fact that Blake has moved on. Though behind the gossip lies a pragmatic business calculation, since a Shelton-Lambert collaboration would be one of the most financially explosive moves in modern country music, almost guaranteed to dominate charts, streaming platforms, and arena tours while satisfying the industry's appetite for nostalgia-driven spectacles. Yet for all the commercial logic, the human drama remains more complicated, as both Blake and Miranda are remarried, and a romantic reconciliation would not only shock, but risk scandal. Though history has shown in the world of entertainment that stranger things have happened, with the Lopez-Affleck reunion providing a case study in the improbable becoming reality, and thus leaving open the door for fans who cling to hope that Shelton and Lambert might follow a similar path. Further complicating matters is the emotional investment fans carry from the couple's past. For theirs was not just a love story, but one lived out through music, with songs like Over You and The House That Built Me serving as timeless anthems that doubled as public diary entries of their relationship, heartbreak, and eventual separation, making the possibility of a reunion not just gossip, but a chance at closure for those who felt their own heartbreak mirrored in the couple's journey. And it is this deep emotional connection that ensures the rumors never fully die, reigniting with renewed force every time a coincidence or cryptic comment emerges. And now, with both Shelton and Lambert maintaining an uncharacteristic silence while gossip swirls, the absence of denial speaks louder than any words could, leaving fans to fill the void with speculation. Insiders in Nashville claim the two have quietly been in contact for months, discussing potential songwriting sessions, a deeply intimate process that could easily stir old feelings given the pair's history of turning their personal emotions into hits. With one producer who has worked with both quoted anonymously, saying that whenever Blake and Miranda are in the same room, the air changes and that their chemistry cannot be faked, hinting that any reunion would carry an authenticity that the industry craves. Meanwhile, Gwen Stefani's own silence is being interpreted as telling, with paparazzi capturing her appearing tense in public. And though she has not commented directly, she has made subtle gestures, including posting an Instagram story featuring her wedding ring with the caption, "Forever means forever," which fans dissected as either a confident declaration of love or a defensive attempt to push back against the gossip. And industry observers speculate that Gwen may eventually have no choice but to issue a more direct response as the chatter grows impossible to ignore. On Miranda's side, she has been playful in public appearances, giving winks and suggestive smiles during performances of older songs believed to reference Blake. While in interviews she has made vague but evocative comments about the past having a way of resurfacing, fueling speculation that she may be intentionally feeding the fire or at least refusing to shut the door on possibilities. And all of this has placed the country music industry itself on edge, torn between those who see a Shelton Lambert reunion as a goldmine and those wary of the potential backlash from Gwen's fan base or from critics who might see the rekindling of old flames as messy and opportunistic. Though in an era where publicity is currency, it seems unlikely that industry executives would pass up an opportunity of this magnitude, particularly with whispers of a surprise joint performance at the upcoming CMA Awards, an event that could create a cultural milestone and dominate headlines for weeks. Fans, for their part, have taken on the role of detectives, poring over every lyric, outfit, and Instagram like, with theories ranging from Blake's choice of cowboy hat to Miranda's unreleased lyrics about a flame that never dies, to her accidental liking of a nostalgic photo of her and Blake before quickly unliking it, all of which has been seized upon as evidence by those desperate to believe the reunion is real. And as this grassroots frenzy collides with mainstream media coverage, the story has snowballed into one of the biggest celebrity talking points of the year, with talk shows, radio stations, and magazines running segments and features on the possibility of Blake and Miranda reconnecting. For Blake Shelton, caught at the center of the storm, his silence has been especially notable, as he is known for diffusing rumors with humor or witty remarks, but this time has refrained, with some speculating that his quietness is out of respect for Gwen, while others suggest he may be wrestling with conflicting loyalties. And one alleged associate claimed Blake deeply loves Gwen but will always carry Miranda with him, as their shared history is too significant to ever fully erase. The possible outcomes remain numerous and dramatic. The two could simply release a duet, reigniting their professional connection while steering clear of personal scandal. They could shock the industry with a surprise performance that would instantly go down in country music history. Or, most sensationally, they could rekindle their romance, rewriting their narrative as one of second chances. Though just as possible is the anticlimactic scenario in which the rumors fade and nothing materializes, leaving fans with only speculation and what-ifs. But regardless of which path plays out, the story of Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert's possible reunion resonates on a universal level, tapping into themes of lost love, lingering connection, and the tantalizing hope of what might be, reminding fans that behind the fame and fortune, these stars embody the same vulnerabilities and emotional complexities that define human relationships. And so, as fans watch Nashville nightlife, TikTok mashups, and Instagram stories for the next clue, the industry holds its breath for confirmation. Gwen Stefani steels herself against the gossip storm. Miranda Lambert plays coy with her public hints, and Blake Shelton remains quiet. The saga continues to grow, fueled by nostalgia, speculation, and a fan base unwilling to let go of the love story that defined a generation of country music. And until either Blake or Miranda step forward with definitive words, the rumors will live on, louder than ever, transforming what began as whispers into one of the defining entertainment dramas of 2025. And yet, even as the frenzy swells, the Blake and Miranda narrative continues to evolve in ways that make it feel less like mere tabloid chatter and more like a cultural moment, one that cuts across the boundaries of music, celebrity, and memory, drawing in not only country fans but casual observers who see in their story something larger than gossip. A meditation on what it means to love, to lose, and to wonder whether life ever grants second chances. Social media, the megaphone of modern rumor, has only intensified this effect, with TikTok users producing emotional montages of old Blake and Miranda duets layered over captions like "Some loves never die," while on X, threads run for hundreds of posts as fans analyze photos of cowboy hats, lyric snippets, or even the tilt of a smile. And on Instagram, screenshots of Miranda allegedly liking a throwback photo of the two before quickly unliking it have become viral currency, debated endlessly as either accidental or intentional, a wink to those in the know. Nashville itself has become the stage where this drama plays out, as fans pack honky-tonks hoping for sightings, and insiders whisper about chance encounters at songwriter circles or studio sessions. The city's nightlife transformed into a living theater of speculation, where every glimpse, every rumor, every overheard word can spark a new wave of headlines. And even local reporters, long accustomed to celebrity sightings, admit that the electricity around Blake and Miranda feels different this time, as though the entire industry is collectively holding its breath. Gwen Stefani, caught at the heart of this whirlwind, has become a figure of fascination in her own right, with commentators dissecting not only her Instagram posts, but her fashion choices, her expressions at public events, even her song lyrics for possible subtext. And while Gwen has always been a resilient figure, navigating the highs and lows of No Doubt's fame, her own solo career, and now her place in country pop crossover culture, this challenge strikes at something more personal, forcing her to balance her role as Blake's wife with the reality that much of the world remains emotionally invested in his past love story, a dynamic that would test anyone's composure, let alone a global star under constant scrutiny. Miranda, meanwhile, has leaned into her music as she so often does, using performance as both shield and signal, her recent renditions of older songs charged with new meaning when filtered through the lens of current speculation. And when she sings about voices that echo in the night or flames that refuse to die, Fans cannot help but interpret the lines as coded messages about Blake, though whether this is deliberate artistry, subconscious catharsis, or simply coincidence is impossible to know. And that ambiguity only strengthens the rumors. The business side of the industry has also grown louder, with speculation about whether their labels might secretly be coordinating behind the scenes. And while no official announcement has been made, insiders insist that meetings have taken place to explore the possibilities of a duet, an album, or even a co-headlining tour, with financial forecasts predicting staggering numbers, from chart-topping singles to sold-out arenas and massive streaming spikes. And in an industry where nostalgia sells and publicity drives profit, the temptation to make such a reunion happen may be too strong to resist. Fans, of course, are ahead of the curve, spinning elaborate theories about potential rollouts, speculating that Blake and Miranda could surprise the world with a joint performance at the CMA Awards, or that an announcement could come in the form of a sudden drop of a duet, perhaps framed as a celebration of their shared history rather than a romantic rekindling. Though the more romantic fans continue to dream of something larger, a love story reboot that could rival even Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's shocking reunion. A comparison that grows louder each week as the narrative refuses to die. What makes this saga so uniquely compelling is the weight of history that hangs over it. Because Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert were not just any celebrity couple, they were country royalty. Their romance played out on stages, in award show speeches, and through songs that felt like diary entries shared with the world. And their breakup was not just the end of a marriage, but the collapse of a fairy tale that fans had invested themselves in, making the possibility of a reunion not only commercially viable but emotionally cathartic for millions. Blake's silence in the midst of this storm remains one of the most intriguing elements, for he has always been a man of humor, often deflecting rumors with jokes or light-hearted comments. Yet this time, he has refrained from banter, his quietness interpreted as either respect for Gwen, hesitation about fueling the fire, or perhaps something deeper. And those who know him insist that while he loves Gwen deeply, Miranda will always occupy a part of his heart, a truth that cannot be erased by time or circumstance, which is precisely why this story resonates so powerfully. Because it mirrors the universal human experience of carrying old loves within us, of wondering what could have been, and of feeling that certain connections never truly die. As the weeks pass and the rumors refuse to fade, the frenzy has reached a point where it feels inevitable that something, anything, will have to happen. Whether a duet, a surprise performance, or at the very least a statement to calm the storm. Because the narrative has grown too loud to ignore, and the silence of the stars has only amplified the voices of fans, critics, and insiders alike, transforming what began as whispers into a roar that now dominates entertainment headlines, proving once again that in country music, as in life, the past never stays buried for long, and that the story of Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert, whether it ends with a song, a scandal, or simply more speculation, will continue to captivate the world for as long as fans believe in the possibility of unfinished business and second chances.